Hey guys, thank you so very much for enrolling into the workshop. Remember that there is a webinar once you finish off all these videos of the workshop. Try to finish the entire workshop in one go. That's what I want you to be doing, because when you finish off this entire workshop, trust me, it's definitely going to help you quite a lot. Don't watch it in breaks. I have already broken the videos down into clips so that it's easier and something that you really enjoy. So don't worry, there's going to be a lot of edutainment, entertainment and education combined, and we're going to have a good time in the workshop. The first thing I want to be covering in this workshop is what is copywriting. Now understand that. What is copywriting? Copywriting is persuasive writing with an objective in your head to make your TG take a certain action. I'll repeat. Copywriting is persuasive writing with an objective in your head to make your TG take a certain action. It'll be nice if you can take notes of this, and you can just pause the video and actually go out there, get a notepad and a pen. Make sure that you're making like good notes around whatever I'm saying, because trust me, it's going to be genuinely useful. So let's understand what is the difference between copywriting and content writing. Content writing is usually about the how of things, whereas copywriting is more about the what of things. Now, when it comes to a certain content where you want to explain what exactly this is, that's where content writing comes into the picture. When it comes to copywriting is when you want people's attention. Now let's consider that you're a graphic designer or a photographer, or you're a musician, or you're into content writing, or you want to do social media marketing or advertising, whatever in your life, whatever. You have a certain talent. Now in order to make it a skill, you need people's attention. You could have the right talent, but if you are really talented, you're really good, but there is no audience for whom you're performing that talent. Isn't that a wasted talent? Think about it. That's the reason copywriting is important, to get people's attention. Now let's go back into the definition which I asked you to write. Copywriting is persuasive writing with an objective in your head to make your TG take a certain action. When it comes to copywriting, one of the most important things that you have to be doing is you have to make sure that you're writing for your target group. You're talking in the lingo that they use on a daily basis, and you make them take a certain kind of an action. That's where it becomes genuinely very, very interesting. So now let's get an understanding about the scope of copywriting currently. So let's get into this. Okay, so the scope of copywriting goes something like this. The advertising spend in India in 2019 was around 70,000 crores. That's a year-on-year growth of 14%. But this is 2019. Let's go to 2020. We grew around 8% more in 2020 despite the pandemic. Isn't that great? Apart from that, my question to you would be, which is pretty interesting by the way, what do you think? What kind of advertisement is going to work better? Is it the traditional mediums like television ads, the newspaper ads, the banner ads, etc., or digital ads? You know the answer already. You're smart enough for that. So digital ads obviously are going to take over it's going to be much, much more. And the funny thing is, digital ads account to roughly 32.7% with 14,410 crores, which means it's actually still just 32.7%. There's so much more there. There's so much of scope there. And still a lot of people are not getting into digital ads. Isn't that funny? So when I talk about digital ads, I mean Google ads, I mean Facebook ads, I mean Instagram ads, and whatsoever you can talk about. All these kind of ads are actually going to play a major role. Why is that so? Because you have to be present where your target group is present. If they're present on Instagram, that's where you have to be. If they're present on LinkedIn, that's where you have to be, etc., etc. Right? Another thing that is really important to understand is that when it comes to advertising, when it comes to newspaper advertisement, there you can't track people. Whereas something like digital ads, you can track people. Think about it. The best part is who saw your ad, how many people clicked on the ad, how many people came and signed up and gave you their email address and phone numbers, how many people were added to cart, how many people actually purchased, how many people made purchases after that as well, upsell, downsell, so many other things. That's the beauty of digital advertisement. So this is what we have covered in terms of the scope, to be honest, but make sure one thing is there. Any form of creative advertisement, be it anything, I'm not joking, anything. It could be a video ad, it could be a graphic ad, it could be a Facebook ad, an Instagram ad, it could be a story ad, it could even mean a television ad, or it could be a newspaper ad, a banner ad, it could be an e-com product landing page, it could be a sales page, it could be a website. Any creative kind of attention grabbing advertisement, the first step to that is copywriting. So that's something that you have to be learning about, you need to know about, because that's really going to help you irrespective of whichever field you are in. It's going to help you in your freelance as well as business. See you in the next one, guys. Okay, wow, how obese was I? Thankfully, I've lost a little weight, and let's get to the point that who am I and can I really help you take you to your goals? Okay, so let's understand who am I. I'm the founder of Unhu School of Execution, which is where the entire business acceleration program is taking place. I've engaged with an audience of over 30,000 plus people as a public speaker. I have 850 plus copywriting students. I was the chief speaker at national and international events across India. I've shared the stage with the Vice President of India, the Governor of Karnataka, Chief Minister of Karnataka, and the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand. I've shared the stage with industry behemoths like the Managing Director of Volvo Group, the Managing Director of Titan, Vice Chairman of the Tata Group, and many, many more. I was the chief speaker at FICCI Flow, Uttarakhand chapter, addressing a crowd of over 400 plus entrepreneurs. I was the chief speaker at 40th All India Public Relations Conference. I even recently wrote an article for them, by the way. I was featured in Dainik Jagran and FICCI. I've worked with 120 plus London Business School students and guided them on rural entrepreneurship in India. I was awarded Best in Entrepreneurial Abilities by the CEO of Luxor Group. I was also awarded a cheque of 51,000 by him. And I was awarded Best in Business Acumen by Amity University. That's where I did my MBA. So here are a few photos, if you can just see that, what I'm saying is not a lie or something like that. You can see all the photos. This is me in NATCON, that was in Bangalore. This is me in the 40th All India Public Relations, conference. This is me with the Managing Director of Volvo. This is me getting Best in Business Acumen. This is Vijay Shekhar Sharma, the founder of Paytm. This is me with the London Business School students. This was when I was called to Pondicherry University. This is me there. This is Mr. Samir Jasuja. You could find him in NDTV or I think CNBC. Yeah, that's where he gave a lot of gyan around real estate. You can see me in some other photographs, and I have had my fair share of experience. These are some of the brands that I've worked with, to be honest. Me and my team has actually worked with these kind of brands. You can actually identify some of your favorite brands might just be here. So this is a little bit about me. Oh, and finally, of course, I've written over 25 plus ad copies, 2,500 plus ad copies to add on to whatever my experience is. So with that, you now know a little bit about me. If you want to know more or in depth about what exactly have I done, it's just about me as of now. Okay, these are things that I have done. But what about, my students? Have they done something? Have they achieved something? Go check out my Instagram page, and there are story highlights there. I mean, I actually had to make multiple of them because you can only put up to 100 stories there. So I've got 100 testimonials, 100 plus on copywriting, 100 plus on communication. Just go and check it out so that you can genuinely understand that, is this a genuine person whom I'm dealing with, or I'm actually sick and tired because there are way too many fake gurus out there, right? So go out there, check it out, and catch you in the next video where we finally get to talk about how to land clients using cold emails. See you guys in the next one. Okay, hey guys, so let's now understand and talk about landing cold emails that get you, not landing cold emails, sending cold emails that get you replies from almost anyone. So the method for that is, first of all, you need to understand that what is the most important thing in copywriting. The most important part of copywriting is storytelling. So the way that you're able to narrate a certain story would make a huge impact. There are so many elements in that. We'll get deeper and understand in a more depth when it comes to this in the future. Don't worry about that. So first of all, cold emails that get you replies from almost anyone. What is the most important part of an email? It is the subject line. It is the most important part of a cold email. Why? Because let's not forget, the first part of copywriting is to get people's attention. And if we talk about an email, the most highlighting part of the real estate, the digital real estate that you have when you check out your emails is the subject line. So if the subject line is not good enough, well, it can screw up. Maybe you have the best mail in the world, but the subject line is not that good. If that is the case, you're definitely going to struggle. So that's the reason subject line is the most important part of a cold email. But what is a good subject line? What constitutes as a good subject line? The power of a subject line. Subject line needs to generate curiosity and get people's attention. Here are a few things that may help you. Number one, using the first name. For example, you can use a formula F name. There are asterisks, F name, asterisks. Depends on each platform. Like MailChimp will have different, Sendinblue will have different, Send will have different, etc., etc. But using the first name. So when it comes to using first name, for example, if I'm sending this to Seema, comma, something, 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 or Rahul, comma, something, something, something. Using the first name will suddenly get people to go like, oh, yeah, like it's addressed directly to me. It really helps. So even in a conversation, when you're taking the person's name, you're just having a conversation, the person might just start getting a little distracted, and then you just go like, hey Rahul, oh yeah, you're talking to me. Like suddenly, psychologically, it takes their attention. That's the reason you can use the first name. Second, use emojis. Now it depends. If you're connecting with a consulting company or you're connecting with something which is formal, no, don't use emojis there. But in most, around 95% of the places, you can be using emojis, and it's perfectly all right. Emojis really help in making an email subject line stand out. Third is asking a question. You can ask a question, and trust me, it really generates inquisitiveness, and it will make people go like, they want to answer. And for that, they probably just click or tap on that particular subject line. Using brackets. Brackets will also make a very important role, because brackets will help you stand out. Like it can help the email subject line stand out. And finally, you can use numbers. Oh God, numbers, quantifying a certain statement is great, because when you can say, I have achieved so-and-so in so-and-so time, trust me, it generates a kind of curiosity and makes people go like, okay, I really want to know how this person actually did that. So let me give you some effective examples of subject lines. So here are a few that I've taken as screenshots. So you can see there's an emoji of a firecracker or something. 374 comments within 24 hours, ... Now see, that's such an interesting subject line because it's quantifying, it's using numbers. And there's a sense of urgency in that how did he get 374 comments within 12 hours? That's pretty interesting. There was another one. There's a trophy, game-changing daily insights for you. I'd want to know what exactly this is. There's another one. Did you forget to enable early settlements? ? And there's another emoji. So there again, it's making me go like, did I? And I'm going to probably click on it. There's another one. Huge surprise for you. And there's a gift. And then there's a bracket. Hint. Tool for free for ... Free is written in P-H-R-E-E-E. So, that's like incorrect spelling of free. But the thing is that, it's funny how, people love correcting people's mistakes. So if there is something incorrect written up, people will suddenly go like, oh, I really want to correct this. So that's something which is very interesting out here in this subject line. Billie Jean, we pulled some strings for you, ... Pretty exciting again, because it's a very common thing to say, right? We could manage it because we pulled some strings for you and got it done for you. Pretty interesting. That's using the lingo. What kind of a lingo does your TG have? They've used very similar to that, and that's pretty interesting. Then there was another one wherein I've used a statistical symbol, and here are 9 hacks to increase affiliate sales in 2020. Again, very, very interesting, very effective as a subject line. And remember, don't use all of these things. Guys, don't use all of these things. You can use a combination of a few or use just one or something like that. If you use way too many, then, it doesn't work out that well. So Yeah, that's something that you need to work around. Okay, let's get into the opening. So first of all, let me give you an idea. Let's give like, okay, I am connecting to Anand. Now Anand is a fitness expert, okay, and I want to land him as a client. So what do I do? Before sending him an email, I will first stalk him a little bit, like for just a minute. Trust me, not more than a minute. I'll go to his Instagram, I'll check out, give him a follow, I'll like 4 or 5 of his posts and comment on one of them by putting @Anand and then putting whatever 1 or 2 lines that I want to put. Now, once I'm done doing that, this is what I'm going to be. Now, I got an idea, right? Like, who's Anand? What does he do? I know he's a fitness expert. I see that he's getting good engagements. But, you know, once people get good engagements, the next big thing they want are revenues. Now, how does revenue come in? I realized he is doing something called, you know, he's doing some personalized fitness training and all. So that's where I want to help him. I want to give him more clients. So here's how my cold email goes. Now, what is cold email? Number one, first of all, oh God, I could go on and on about other things, but what is cold email? What if you don't know that? Cold email is an email that you send for the first time to a prospect, to a probable customer. So the customer is cold. You know, like when you're sending a mail, they're cold. They have no idea who you are. They don't trust you. So making them click on that email, then making them open that particular email will make them trust you a little further. So what do you write for that? It's a very, very powerful technique. Trust me. It's you're gonna have your light bulb moments after this. Opening. Hey Anand, I've been following your Instagram and I love all the free workout tips you give. You start with a precise praise. Now, let me make you understand, guys. I can tell you 10 times what does precise praise mean, and I still know a lot of people who still make mistakes. Precise praise means don't just praise like, hey, I love it. Be very specific. What do you love? So that they know that you've done some prior research on them before actually making that statement. Now, another thing that I could have probably said could have been like, hey Anand, I've been following your Instagram and I loved your last video on posture correction. You know, like a very specific praise will make them go like, oh, this person has done his due diligence, right? Body. Now you ask them a question addressing their biggest problems. No BS. Go directly to the point. Are you still looking to get more clients for your personal training sessions? Question mark. If that person is, he's going to read further. If that person's not interested in that, he won't go forward. So how does it even matter, right? Next, intro and solution. Now this constitutes of 3 parts. 1, the who. Who are you? Second, the what. What do you do? And the third is the how. How do you do it? First is the who. Who are you? My name is Kshitij Doval. The what. What do you do? And I help personal trainers like you get more clients. And how do you do it? So how do you do it? From Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. That's an introduction and the solution. Now comes CTA. Now CTA stands from call to action. Remember, what is copywriting? Copywriting is persuasive writing with an objective in your head to make your TG take a certain action. What is the action that you expect from a cold email? What do you want from the prospect? What do you want them to do? The one thing you want them to do is to simply reply. You don't want them to buy. You don't want them to hire. Nobody's going to hire you just because you send them a cold email. That's for the first time. Doesn't make sense. You just want them to reply. And to reply to that email, that's something that I'll write. If you'd like me to send you some clients so that I can show you what I can do, then just call or text me at so-and-so number, or simply reply to this email with the best number and time for me to call you. I've given them 2 options, made it super simple that you can call me on this number, or you can simply reply to the email. So they're checking out the email. It's very simple for them to just go like, yeah, just reply and be like, yeah, and give me the best number and time for me to call you. So when you call them next, it won't feel like a cold call because you've booked a certain slot, a meeting with them. And that way, this cold email helps you convert a certain client. Don't expect that when you're sending a cold email, yeah, I'm going to land a client. Yes, I'm going to get a job. No, it's not going to happen like that. Okay, PS. PS stands for postscript, and a lot of people don't use PS for some reason. But make sure you're using PS. The second most important part of an email. What was the first? Do you remember that? It was the subject line. PS. Now, what is PS used for? PS is used for, in order to tell people that what is your credibility? Why should they trust you? So here I've mentioned PS. I've helped my newest client double their client base in just 1 month of working together. And with all your awesome content, I think I can do even better for you. You can bold it, you can underline it. Okay, that makes people go like, okay, I would want to probably do this as well. Finally, you can put your signature. Talk soon, Kshitij Doval, founder and CEO, Sales for Brands. And voila, you have your cold email ready. Hey Anand, I've been following your Instagram and I love all the free workout tips you give. Are you still looking to get more clients for your personal training sessions? My name is Kshitij Doval and I help personal trainers like you get more clients from Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. If you'd like me to send you some clients so that I can show you what I can do, then just call or text me at so-and-so number or reply to this email with the best number and time for me to call you. PS, I've helped my newest client double their client base in just 1 month of working together, and with all your awesome content, I think I can do even better for you. Talk soon, Kshitij Doval, founder and CEO, Sales for Brands. And that's how we write a cold email. But for some of you, you might be like, hey, but I'm a fresher. I haven't doubled my client base. What do I do? There are two things you can do. One will kind of work. Second will definitely work. Now, one is if you're a complete fresher and you're owning up to it and they're looking for freshers to hire. Okay, so that's where you can make small bucks, not a lot of money. Okay, so there you talk about the passion you have for that thing. So for example, you're extremely excited about automobiles. So talk about that I've consumed over 100 books, or I've spent over 30,000 hours on automobiles, or I have read about this and that, and somewhere showcase that you have passion in the PS section. The second thing you could do is connect with someone who's bigger than you, who has more clients, but not 100 steps away, probably just 5 or 10 steps ahead of you. Connect with them and be like, hey, I know I can land this client, but I don't have the right credibility. How about you and I work together on this? I'll do 80% of the work, you do 20% of the work. You're talking about this to a certain other marketing agency, maybe. Just giving you an example. You connect with them, you go like, hey, I'll do 80% of the work, you do 20% of the work. Let me show your client base to the client. You're technically working with me. We both work together and deliver to this client. And we'll share the revenue 50-50. When you do something, this is called leveraging. Now, what is leveraging? Leveraging here means like, it's like a lever, right? You know, lever, seesaw, like a lever. We studied in class 7th physics, lever. So if you want to lift something really heavy being here the client, if you want to lift something very heavy, if you individually try to lift it up, it's going to be very difficult. But if you use the help of a lever, now all you have to do is put that client here and apply a little bit of pressure, and it becomes easier to take that client in. That leverage that you're going to have is from that other bigger marketing agency. For them, it's a win-win because they're getting 50% revenue by just working 20% hard. So it's good for them, it's good for you, and this will certainly help you land the client. I hope this particular video was interesting and something that you found useful, and check you out in we'll meet in the next video. Make sure you are making notes, and please guys, ensure that you are finishing it all off today, right now, not even today, right now. Finish it all off at one go. Trust me, you'd really like, and it'll be very, very inspiring. So we learned about how to send cold emails to land clients. But the bigger challenge is not what to send. I mean, that is a bigger challenge, but for a lot of you, that might not be the bigger challenge. Your bigger challenge would be, but send to whom? Whom do I send? How do I get emails of decision makers, important decision makers like directors, important decision makers like CEOs, CMOs, etc., etc. Now that could be a problem for a lot of people, and I have the solution for you. And these are some free ways in order to get what you want. So you guys must be using LinkedIn, right? As you can see, this is my LinkedIn account, and all you have to be doing is I want you to go to search. Now, when you go to search, whatever you want to select. So let's say I'm selecting Chief Marketing Officer. Now, when I select Chief Marketing Officer, okay, here I'm going to go with people. Okay. Now here I went to people, and let's understand what am I going to be doing here. I went to people. I can also go to all filters, and I can select very selectively what kind of people. So I want to select people from San Francisco. Okay. Now this is San Francisco. All chief marketing officers from San Francisco. I've applied it. Okay, so here we can see San Francisco, all the different kind of chief marketing officers. Now, let me tell you one thing, guys. This is a hack. This is a hack that you're supposed to use. Don't overuse this, okay? Because this is like a crawler. This is something called snove.io that I'm going to be asking you to use, okay? Snove.io. So for example, this is snove.io. Okay. Now this is a free Google extension, snove.io. Now outreach automation, it's a crawling tool which will crawl data from LinkedIn and will provide you the email addresses of as many people as you want. So it's a Google Chrome extension you can download and it adds up here. So this is called Email Finder, has access to the site. So for example, I'm going to click on it and here you can see all the people out here. Okay, all the people out here. So I'm going to go with find emails and save. You can select number of pages. You just don't want the first page, but you want all the pages. Start one page, but trust me, you don't want to do more than one page, because if LinkedIn doesn't like you, they might just ban you. So there's a good chance of that happening. So make sure you're not doing more than one page and don't overuse the system. Okay. So find emails and save. I'm going to do that. Now, so here it is 100%, 8 prospects found. So when you go out here, now this is how your thing is going to be looking like, snove.io. Here we can see a new prospect list. We have found 21 people in the new prospect list. And when you go here, you're going to find all the people, and some of them are still searching for emails and everything. So let's wait for that to happen. And you'd be seeing, for example, you can see here. So based on this is searching 2 emails. So meanwhile, let's continue. So what's happening here is you'll find emails and you'll find something called gray. There'll be a color yellow and there'll be a color green. Green means the email is verifiable, which means it's an authentic email. Yellow means it may or may not be authentic, and gray means that they just couldn't find the email. Snove could not find the email. So for here, you can see, for example, you could find Jessica Jensen, Cardialytics, NASDAQ director board of directors. Her email is not verified, etc., etc. But here you could find Donovan Neil May, the Sable Accelerator managing partner. Here you could find both his emails. You could find Leslie Cantor, Chief Founding Member, Los Angeles. You could find Chief Marketing Officer of Mira Beauty, Benjamin Lord. You could find their email. You could find Brett Hudgens, Executive Marketing Insurers, Chief Marketing Officer, all these kind of things. Jeff Davidoff, Wondros, Chief Marketing Officer, etc., etc. So this is how you could actually go out there and find some email IDs and then use the cold email strategy to your advantage so that you can actually land clients. Now this is one hack. I'm going to give you another one. Okay, one is snove.io. There is another platform called Clearbit. Now Clearbit is another extension. It's a B2B lead data enrichment, qualification and scoring platform. You need to download it, you need to add it to your system, and you have to use it while you're using your mails. So for example, this is my Gmail. I have my Clearbit already here. Okay, so my Clearbit is here. It also adds up to your Gmail on the right hand side, as you can see here. So for example, I'm going to click on it. Now I can find emails. Now let's say I want to go for Lenskart. Now I click on Lenskart. Right here I can find the COO Amit Chaudhary, the CFO Samir Chopra, etc., etc. So for example, Amit Chaudhary, I click here. Here I found his email ID. Isn't that cool? You can email Amit as well. So just like that, I want to go further. I want to go for Bumble. Okay. Now Bumble I like. Now there I found the founders. Here is the founder, Whitney Hurd, and whitney@team.bumble.com. That's how as simple as it is. Now obviously these are paid platforms, but you have to pay later. Initially it's all free. You get somewhere around 100 searches on Clearbit and some number of searches on snove.io, which is free for a month. If you like it, if you're able to generate clients, then you might want to pay for it. So this is how you can use the strategies, the cold email strategies, and actually apply by getting the emails using these 2 hacks. I hope this video was useful. So I hope you enjoyed the training. Now in the next part, I want you to go through the landing page properly. Okay. Once you go in the landing page, I want you to make a calculated decision wherein you're going to understand that this is just 30 minutes of time that I got with you with a recorded video. Imagine we could get more time every single week. How much can I help you? I've helped numerous other students out there who made a lot of money as well as started their own livelihood. They're very happy. So don't just go by what I am saying, but actually read properly below that how have other people gotten results as well. So just go through it properly, and I would love for you to join my growth hacking program. So see you there, and welcome to the tribe.